Welcome to Confidently Unstoppable, the podcast where we empower you to transform your self-talk, elevate your mind, and build unstoppable confidence. I'm your host, Marilyn West. Each week, we will dive deep into mindset shift to help you break barriers and embrace your full potential. Let's get started. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another podcast episode. Today, we're diving into something that can truly set you free, and that is the power of release. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through practical steps to forgive without losing yourself, how to set boundaries that protect your peace, and use powerful tools to release emotional baggage. If you've been holding on to a pain that no longer serves you, this episode is for you. If this is your first time here, this is part 4 of the healing journey. So if you haven't, you could go back and listen to episode 1 through 3 by listening to the previous episodes. And that's going to allow you to get caught up so you can start healing as well. And if you're really enjoying this content, make sure you join the Confidently Unstoppable community. So let's jump into this. So the first thing I want to talk about is forgiveness doesn't mean erasing the past. It means it's time to release that energy so you can get back to feeling like yourself. Start by acknowledging the hurt. Don't suppress it. Acknowledge it, name it, feel it, and process it. Once you give yourself at least 30 seconds to a minute, shift your perspective. Shift your perspective about the situation. Was this about them more than you? Start shifting your perspective so you won't stay in that space of staying stuck. When you choose forgiveness for you, not them, you win. You get your power back. So if you have to write it down, say it out loud, or meditate on it, do what you need to do to protect your energy. Because here's the thing, you can forgive while still remembering what the experience taught you. So the first step of forgiving without forgetting is allowing yourself to release the feeling, the hurt. Acknowledge it. Don't suppress it. You can name it, feel it, process it, but make sure you shift your perspective on how it made you feel and what you learned from the situation and get your power back. So the next thing that I want to talk about, once you release that energy, start setting boundaries while still letting go of the resentment. You have to understand forgiving someone doesn't mean welcome them back into your life. So even if you forgive them, it's okay to not let them back into your life. Because in the back of your head, especially while it's fresh on your mind and you in that process of learning how to forgive and release, you're probably going to be thinking, if I allow this person to come back, they're going to do it again. So therefore, these boundaries is going to allow you to protect your energy where they're not taking up your mental space. And it's going to allow you to heal without reopening that wound. So if you decide to set boundaries by now allowing them to come back into your life, you're protecting your peace. And the cool thing about it, you get to define what those boundaries look like, what behaviors are unacceptable, and what access will they have to you. So even if you forgave them and you're like, hey, this is the boundary that I'm going to allow them to have in my life, I'm not going to remove them from my social media platforms. However, I am no longer going out to dinner with them, going to parties with them. I'm just going to keep that space between us by keeping it cordial and keeping it cute. And if you have to, make sure you know how to communicate your boundaries, but do it with grace. So letting go of resentment is for your inner peace, not to excuse their action, but to gain your power back and also protecting your energy and your inner peace. So the last one that I want to talk about is exercise to help release emotional baggage. I realize movement is something that I do to help me release stored emotions in my body. I realize physical activity, working out, is how I get those endorphins going. So if you're someone and you're like, man, I'm having a crappy day, I promise you, if you take 10 minutes to go on a quick walk, it doesn't have to be fast. It could just be a nice little brisk. You will release a whole lot of emotions from your body and you will start to feel amazing because it's endorphins, right? So movement, physical activities like walking, yoga really helps you release stored emotions in your body. If you love to write, you can start journaling. I love writing. Sometimes I find myself just journaling at my desk. Write a letter to the person and you don't have to send it to them. You can just express how you feel. And once you express how you feel and gotten that energy out, burn it as a symbol to I'm letting this go and the past is in the past. Or if you someone who's into meditation, taking deep breath can help you regulate your emotions and create space for healing. I do a lot of breath work when I'm walking on a treadmill. I try to take deep breaths at least twice a day for 30 seconds at a time because I realize that really helps me regulate my emotions and also it helps clears my mind. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like it helps clears my mind as well. So I'm not one of your breath work girlies, but I will sit down and meditate and I feel like it really helped me. The last one is something that I got into last year is affirmation. Oh my goodness. I started writing affirmations for my life and it's just like everything started happening that I really wanted to be in alignment with. So I may need to get back into writing some affirmations, but here's one to help you if you're trying to get rid of emotional baggage. I release what no longer served me. I am free and I choose peace. I'll say it again. Here's an affirmation to help you release emotional baggage. I release what no longer serves me. I am free. I choose peace. So, my friends, I just wanted to come on here today to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a journey. It is not a destination. It is not about letting people back in. It's about setting yourself free, right? We no longer want people to control our lives and our mental space. So letting go doesn't mean forgetting, but it does mean choosing peace over pain. So if this episode resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. What are you ready to release? Share your thoughts with me over on Instagram or inside the community. And if you found value in today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. I want to say thank you to all my loyal listeners out there. Next week, I'm going to start shouting out the countries that I see we're getting so many downloads in. One thing that I realize is that the community is growing. And I want to take a quick moment to say thank you. We are now in the top 10% for self-improvement. And I just want us to continue, just keep doing the thing. So thank you so much. I wouldn't be in that position without you guys listening to the podcast. So until next time, my friend, thank you for tuning in to Confidently Unstoppable. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a confidence boost. Until next time, keep evolving and becoming the best version of yourself.